Hi there, welcome back to Not Another Budget. I'm Nicole, and on this channel I'm attempting to cash budget my way out of debt and fix several years of financial misbehaviour. And to finish up this little quartet of videos on what is the 3-year anniversary of Not Another Budget. It's been 3 years. Yeah, wow, how things have changed. So I actually do need to get that 3-year reflection actually recorded and sorted. Because I kind of thought my first video was on the 4th of September. I don't know why. And it wasn't. It was the 31st of August 2022. And how things have changed. So the last few videos, obviously the last video I looked at how I plan to change my income to really kind of maximise that and streamline that. I've been doing obviously a car boot sale today, and that was a really good opportunity in the kind of down periods on the stall to kind of have a reflection and a workout of exactly how I'm going to get those things up and going. You've seen my updated debt confession, and you've also seen how my budgets are going to be changing going forward. And I guess the final slice of the pie is a discussion around savings. Now, again, 3 years on this channel, I really struggle to save. I am a spender by nature. I get a lot of dopamine and joy out of spending. I enjoy the hunt. I enjoy the feelings that come with that. And just bluntly, savings don't give me the same amount of feeling, and therefore I will always have more of an impetus to spend than I will to save because of the type of rush that I get from it. And I am really envious of people who can save and get that difference. And I think the people who've got the real perfect balance are like, oh, I would love to have that, but I don't. And me being a spender is no secret, but I have made a real concerted effort recently to give myself a small emergency fund and to really try and bring savings back in. And for the longest time as well, there was not the money in my budget really to save. Was it because I was spending it? Yes. But there was no money to allow me to do both. And so I naturally chased the dopamine hit instead. But with that being said, and despite my financial situation and the debt that I do have, I don't believe it is wise to just not take any money for savings. I know some people do. Some people aggressively save, aggressively pay into kind of pensions and 401ks, etc., and things like that. And some people don't. I do have a pension through work, and as a teacher, I am not going to at the minute reduce my pension contributions. That is because I had no pensions or long-term savings until I started saving as a teacher. So I've missed out on essentially 14 years of potential pensions-based future savings, and I have therefore got ground to make up against my peers who are the same age. So I do also have to bear in mind the fact that pensions are a taxable benefit. The money is deducted pre-tax, so therefore I pay less tax as a result. So I wouldn't necessarily be getting as much back into my budget as, say, the full amount that I'm losing, which for me is £195 and something pence a month. And as a teacher, my 7.4% contribution is matched by my employer's 28.6% contribution. And in terms of finances, that is just under £1,000 each month between myself and my employer, which is going into my pension, which is long-term savings. And given that my financial situation is a bit of a mess, realistically, by the time my credit report clears up, whether I have a bankruptcy or a CCJ, like I have a CCJ, I'm going to be knocking on the door of 40 before I'm potentially in the position of having a good credit report. I could be cash rich, which would be lovely. I could be cash rich but unable to qualify for a mortgage, and I do have to bear that in mind. Which is, I'm not even in my mid-30s yet, but I have to kind of cast an eye over this and be slightly sensible. So that being said, I am not going to reduce my pensions contributions, But because I do have that going on in the background, I'm not looking over this next 6 months, aka the duration of this planner, to go ahead and do any further what I call large long-term savings plans. I instead have got 3 smaller savings which I'm going to focus on, and I would say they are practical based savings. And I'm going to be running them in slightly different ways. So the first one I'm actually going to be saving towards is for a meds review and a vet checkup for Bowie. That is going to be about £300. We are aware by now that there is not £300 in my budget. If there ever was, it is going towards debt, and that it will be due around November 2025. So I have got 2 months / 2.5 paydays to go ahead and get that saved. And I'm not quite sure which savings challenge of mine I'm going to use yet, but I will be going ahead and putting money towards savings for that. Once that is used, I will then restart that fund and keep it going for as long as I need to, for as long as he is alive. He is definitely slowing down, and he is a cat with several life limiting, technically terminal, because one of the 4 will kill him, and they can all kill him, conditions. And the decision I have made with regards to him is that the moment his quality of life decreases and he is in pain and discomfort, he will not be with us anymore. And with luck, he will be at home with me having a cuddle when he falls asleep. That's the plan. Because any serious medical intervention as we approach his end of life, and hopefully this is years off, but I do have to practically think it might not be that, given the fact that I've noticed a slowdown on him this year. He's grumbling behind me and grooming and very much not happy with what I'm discussing, but it's an expensive thing which has had a major financial impact on my budget for 2 years now, and a lot of you have been here along the way for that. If significant medical intervention is required, that is going to cost an awful lot of money. So putting money aside so I can kind of see him a bit more, see the vet with him a bit more, and continually review his meds a little bit more will just give me a bit more peace of mind. So £300 is what I'm setting aside for that. That's assuming that the vets don't massively put the prices up. Priority number 2 is Christmas, December 2025. So I've budgeted £600. In theory, that does everything. That does the department Christmas meal and the ex-charity whatever Christmas day, and the let's go do this thing here, and let's do presents for this, and let's replace the broken Christmas lights. Like, I'm hoping it comes in as less, but the moment, I was thinking, like, do I go 500? The department Christmas meal is going to be £40 to £50 before a drink, and it's alcohol for the table, and I don't drink alcohol that you get with your meal. So, and then I'm sitting and thinking that leaves me £450. Who am I buying for? And I don't buy for many people. Yeah, that's just a bit tight. So I've budgeted 600. I will be going through and refining that, and once we get to kind of October time, I'll have a little bit more of a discussion and a chat with you about actually what those are. But I've budgeted £600. That is due by the beginning of December. So £900 to find over the next 4 paydays, basically 3 paydays, 4 paydays. And then finally, something to tick along in the background is, if you're new here, I'm going to say at least once so far, no one was thinking about me when my grandparents had my parents and my parents had my brother and sister. So my parents' birthdays are a week apart and my brother and sister's birthdays are 2 days apart. November, then Christmas, then February for my parents. And then nothing else beyond like one friend in July. So it just feels like a hellish condensation of stuff. Now I did go ahead in January of this year and basically buy everyone's birthdays presents, Mother's Day presents, Father's Day presents for the whole of this year. But I do need to therefore at some point make a head start on next year. So I'm going to be running the 365-day penny challenge. I don't run it in numerical order of smallest to largest. I just take a bundle of change like this, for example, that I accumulate and then just chuck it all in. So it's meant to be done over 365 days, so 1 year. I'm hoping I can do it in 6 months or 7 months. And the total of that challenge is 668. Where are you? It's in here. Here we go, it's this one here. And I don't need to spend the whole amount on gifts, but it would also cover things which I didn't account for this year, which is things like the activities we might do on the day with that person, or the event that I was bought for my Christmas present, which was obviously Coldplay, which was a lovely birthday and Christmas gift, tickets to that from my brother and sister, but it did not account for food and it did not account for travel. So it's something like that where I'm then there going, oh sugar, I can't afford this, but I'm here and I've got to do it. That is a kind of a float for that. That is it, unless something significant pops up on my radar that I feel the need to stash money for. I'm not putting money aside anymore into my emergency fund at this stage. It may be something that I look at from January of next year, but I do have Christmas and Bowie to get out of the way first. And if I can get away with not spending all that I save, that's a fantastic thing to do, and that may roll into other savings pots. But for now, I'm trying to, like every other budgeter in the world, trying to gauge the cost of things and I mean, how much is too much with what things are costing right now? And also, all I'm going to say is, have you seen the shrinkage on the quality street tins for this year? It's just all I'm saying. Just go find them, go look, then tell me. It's ridiculous for the cost. It's about that thick. And for perspective, that is about 2 inches if I were being generous. Ish. Heavy emphasis on the ish there. Yeah, 2 inches tall. And a smaller tin, about that big. So, and I think they're wanting £8 for that at the minute. It's ridiculous, mad. So yeah, so costs are going up and things are shrinking. So it's a bit like food shops. How much do you budget? How much is excessive now to say is a food shop for one person? How much is not excessive? How much is under budgeting? How much is over budgeting? Last year, the staff Christmas meal was £40 plus drinks on the night. Costs have gone up. Do I be the one person in the department that doesn't go? Yeah. I mean, I would definitely be in favour of that, but I feel like there may be a healthy amount of colleague peer pressure going on there. Anyway, that's a discussion for a separate time. But that's the savings plans, essentially. It's keeping it really small and slim back. The money I got from not the car boot that I did today, the car boot that I did last time, where I had really good takings, that went towards the MOT and some of the work that needs doing on my car. My car does still need more work doing. It's also a case of, do I need to start thinking, is it financially viable to start on the expensive repair cycle? And that is obviously, I'm driving a 21-year-old car that is starting to make its upsets known. But that is something which, unless I get a massive windfall, win the lottery, that I don't play the lottery, and I don't really want to put my financial security in games of chance, or I find the end of a rainbow, I can't really look at big savings plans. If I look at big savings plans, I'm just going to feel downhearted. So instead, I'm just going to keep with the 3. Just a little quick kind of like logistics update. This budgeting planner and then any other savings challenges will be available to purchase from Ko-fi and buymeacoffee.com. Both of those links are in my about section. However, there are no products on there yet. I need to go through and upload the links, double check the PDF sizes and things like that, because I, silly me, pulled them all off there when I went over to Etsy. So I need to sort that out. So keep an eye on the community post. I will update you, and I will also say on the video on the day, and just say like anyone wanting, because I know that more people have been asking, the digital version of this will be available first. That will be available to download through ko-fi.com and Buy Me a Coffee. However, those links are not live yet. Please keep your eyes peeled. It's going to come at some point this week. I've just got to sit down and do some admin. I'm incredibly overtired as well. I was up at 4 a.m. for the car boot today, and I've now got to record another video, which is the car boot count up. So yeah, that admin won't be getting done tonight. So on that note, I'm going to leave you there so I can go ahead and film another video and get this one uploaded and sorted, and I will see you tomorrow. At the minute, it's looking like a rough upload schedule is kind of 2 videos on, 1 day off, 2 videos on, 1 day off, 2 videos on, 1 day off. I don't know if that's maintainable. We will find out and see. So therefore, those are my savings plans. We're keeping it small, we're keeping it realistic, we're keeping it very practical. Don't say like X and Y, Z is too much to have as like a budget or whatever, because just don't. I shouldn't even have to say that. On that note, love you and leave you. Bye for now. See you tomorrow.